this is a deck of cards, and this is a golf simulator right here in my hands. This is the Garmin R10, what I think might just change the world of golf. Let's get into it. What if I told you that you went shopping for a golf simulator, you found the perfect device, and the sales clerk says, oh, but wait, it's 70% off. That's exactly what the Garmin R10 is about to do, because this is a launch monitor, a full golf simulator, and it's 70% off the price of its competitors, which absolutely blows my mind. In fact, I think they might actually have made a mistake in the way they priced it. And if I was them, it would be priced a little bit higher, but their loss is my gain, and I'm happy as can be. All right, let's go through the features of this incredible device. The Garmin R10 is first and foremost a launch monitor for indoor and outdoor use. So it's going to give you all of the data, including side spin, that you'll need to know exactly what you did when you strike the club, whether you're out on the range or you're indoors. One of the really nice features is that all of your session data is saved. In fact, every single shot that you take is visualized out on the range, as well as you can bounce in and look at the data for that specific shot. At the same time, this is a full golf simulator with access to 42,000 golf courses. So you can play anywhere from your local course to your dream course. When you launch Home Team Hero, you'll come to a screen that shows you the courses you played as well as the courses around you, and you can actually type in just about any course in the world and you'll find it. Once you download that course, it's now saved and you can play it. And this is how quick it is. All of a sudden, I'm standing at the first tee of Whistling Straits, and it's almost exactly what it looked like when I was there just a couple months ago. Now, the animations on the Home Team Hero are going to be a little bit more cartoony, but if you want a more realistic simulation environment, or even be able to set up a projector and a screen and do the whole deal, you can actually use the E6 Connect system, which I tried, and it worked flawlessly. The next feature for me is what I mentioned at the start, but it's the form factor. This thing is as powerful as devices that go for $2,000. Not only is it a fraction of the price, but it's like a quarter or less of the size. Now, one of the things that impresses me most about the Garmin R10 is literally how easy it is to set up. It's unreal. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. There's one button back here to press. You see a green light to know that you're on. Then you take the tripod, you stick it to the back, it's magnetic, it locks right into place. Release the 3 legs, pop it down 6 feet behind where you're swinging, and you're ready to go. Another amazing feature of the R10 is the fact that you can record your swings with the shot data overlaid. And we've seen this with other devices, but I gotta tell you, the Garmin does it really well and makes it so easy. With some devices, it's a little clunky. You've got to tell it to record. With this, you literally turn on the recording, and as you take a shot, it automatically knows you took a shot and saves that recording into the device. I don't know how it works. It's some sort of alchemy, but it just works, and it works better than any of these other devices that I've looked at in the past year or two. Another huge selling point for me is the fact that this thing has over 10 hours of battery life, which, gotta tell you, is a welcome addition, because so many pieces of golf technology might last you an hour or 2 hours, maybe a session or two. This thing I've had for an entire weekend and haven't had to recharge it. I've taken it outside, I've used it indoors, I've turned it on and off and messed with the app, everything. It's still yet to need a charge, which I'm tickled pink about. Now let's get into the price point and the subscription model that Garmin has built into its R10. The price of this thing at the time of me making this video Retail price is $599. Like I said, a fraction of the price of things like the SkyTrack or the Mevo Plus, which are going to be more like $2,000. So to have a full golf simulator, a full launch monitor, and all those features packed into this device for $599, I gotta say, I don't think a better value exists, and I think Garmin really has underpriced this device. If I was sitting in the boardroom and pricing this, I'd say this is at least an $800 or $900 device at the very minimum, and I think you could easily make the argument that this thing is worth $1,500 or even $2,000. $599 for what this thing can do is, I'm speechless. Now, out of the box, you will have access to the driving range feature, and if you were to connect into something like E6, which has its own subscription, you would be able to do that. But if you want to access Home T Hero, get those 42,000 courses available to you, as well as the option to play folks online with the weekly tournament feature, that is going to be a subscription. Right now, as of the time of me making this video, Garmin has that priced at $999 per month, or you can take the annual subscription route and pay $99.99 for the entire year. For me, it's an absolute no-brainer to go ahead and get the subscription, because that's what takes it from basically a $500 golf launch monitor to something that's going to cost you multiple thousands of dollars to have that full home simulation built in. All right, so let's talk about the competition for this little unit here, the Garmin R10. I would say the main competition is going to come from other golf launch monitors. You've got the Rapsodo, you've got the Swing Caddy, you've got the FlightScope Mevo, the Garmin G80, which is also in that category. But when you take into the fact that this is also a golf simulator, now the competition for this is also a SkyTrack as well as a Mevo Plus. Those things are sitting at $2,000 give or take. And as we saw last year, they were often on back order because they were so popular. Well, I think the same thing is going to happen with the R10. I cannot imagine they'll be able to produce enough of these things because it's competing with things that are way, way, way more expensive. This little unit is punching far, far above its weight. Now, in my mind, there's no such thing as a perfect device. So this is the perfect time to talk about drawbacks that I saw while testing this both outdoors and indoors. For the most part, it performed spectacularly, but there are a few small issues which I'd like to see addressed, and they might be addressed with a future firmware update. Because actually in real time, while I was testing this unit out, they rolled out a firmware update and solved some of the initial issues that I found. But here we go. Here's what I see that could possibly be improved. First issue to me is the fact there's no clear battery indicator on this device itself. I told you it has a 10-hour plus battery, so in most cases you're probably not going to have to worry as long as you charged it the night before. But if you're going days or maybe weeks without charging this thing and then you take it out there, the only place to actually see battery life is within the app itself. And to me, it's just not that clear. I think it could be better. And in fact, in a perfect world, I'd love to see some sort of indicator or maybe some sort of flashing light back here. Maybe we'll see that as this R line evolves. Now, the second issue that I encountered has to do with my club waggle. There were times where it actually did not pick up my shot because it was ready to go. I sort of did a little club waggle and then all of a sudden it just didn't pick up the shot. It didn't seem to happen out at the range. However, it did happen in a backyard environment when we were hitting up against a net, and it also happened in the indoor environment when I set up my little golf simulator in the living room. I think that's an issue that a firmware update will be able to address, so I'm not too worried about it, but that's something that definitely I would like to see fixed, because as a golfer, I've got a specific rhythm and it sort of messed that up. I had to look back, make sure I was okay, I got the green light, and I was good to go. One other drawback that's not really a huge drawback for me, but it might be for others who are using this as a full golf simulator, is the fact that you're really not able to do any putting with this. What you'll do is within E6 or within the Garmin Home T Hero, basically you just hit it onto the green and there's no putting out and you move on to the next hole. For me, that's completely fine because I'm using this more to practice my drives and my approach shots. But if you are one of those people who wants a full golf simulation experience and you want the putting and everything else, you're not really going to get that with the Garmin R10. Very rare that this happens, but this is going to get a full 5.5 out of me. Is it the perfect device? It's absolutely not the perfect device. And I told you some of the drawbacks I think this thing has, but for where it's priced and what it can do or what it promises to do even better in the future, I think right now, halfway through the year of 2021, this might be the finest piece of golf technology that your average Joe can get their hands on. I think it's incredible. I will absolutely be buying one of these, and I'm buying one of these for you as well. I told you there'd be a contest, and here's the deal. I've left a link down in the description, which goes to our website. You fill out the really short form, and we are going to draw a winner for the R10 in just a couple of weeks. Down in the description, hit the link and get entered. So the Garmin R10 for me gets a full 5.5 out of 5. I could not be happier with what this little guy can do. I've waited for this thing for months. I've heard rumors about this thing, and finally getting it in my hands, I've got to say, it lived up to the hype. Now, as you know, I get all my golf technology at playbetter.com, and they are the ones that allowed us to review this thing. It was pretty incredible. It's something that's been rumored for months. They told me that there was a secret product coming out, and they gave it to me just in time to test this before launch day. So big thanks to the folks at playbetter.com. A link to buy this is down in the description. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to catch you on another edition of Let's Play Through.